Hello, welcome to the channel The Tech Outlook. In this video, I will be explaining cursor in SQL. The dictionary meaning of cursor is nothing but it is an indicator which is used to show the current position, which is used to point to the current position. So as we all know that it is a PLSQL code block and SQL is a declarative language, not procedural language, and SQL is focuses on what to do. But when we merge PL with SQL, it becomes PLSQL. And in my earlier videos also, I have explained about procedure function, which are nothing but PLSQL code blocks. So cursor is also one of them. It focuses on both what to do and how to do. And we all know that it has three parts: declarative, executable code, and exceptional handling. So we will see what is cursor. Cursor is nothing but it is used to handle a result set inside a stored procedure. So cursor always used with stored procedure and it is used to handle a result set, and result set is nothing but one select statement that we will see with an example. A cursor allows us to iterate a set of rows returned by a query and process each row individually. So whatever we will be writing for select statement, for that we are creating one cursor which will allow us to iterate a set of rows which will be written by a query, that is nothing but select query. MySQL cursor is read only, non-scrollable and a-sensitive. So when we talk about three types, so if it is a read only, we are talking about MySQL database, we are executing cursor in MySQL, so it is a read only. So what does it mean? It is nothing but we cannot update data in the underlying table through the cursor. That's what it is, read only. We are not supposed to update the data. Non-scrollable, we can only fetch rows in order to determine which will be determined by the select statement, right? We cannot fetch rows in reverse order, that is called as non-scrollable. And the third one is a-sensitive. An a-sensitive cursor points to the actual data, whereas an insensitive cursor uses temporary copy of the data. And MySQL cursor is an a-sensitive cursor which is used to point to the actual data. So this is the syntax of cursor. Firstly, we will declare the cursor, then we will open the cursor, we will fetch that cursor and close the cursor. Basically, there are two types of cursor: implicit cursor and explicit cursor. Implicit cursor is always used internally. It will be executed by the system. Whereas an explicit cursor is nothing but user defined cursor which is defined by the user. User will create that cursor and then result set will be fetched. So to create an explicit cursor, we have to follow four steps. Firstly, we have to declare the cursor, then open the cursor, fetch that cursor. It means to say we are supposed to fetch the rows that are there in the statement, and we will close that cursor, right? So whenever we fetch, we use fetch statement. It is used to retrieve the next row pointed by the cursor and move the cursor to the row in the result set. So one by one, each and every row will be selected and will be retrieved from the database. When we talk about select star from student, and if we have these records, so one by one cursor will point to the each and every row, the first row, then second row, then third row, till we reach at the end of the result state. So it will display it will fetch all the records that are there in the table, right? So this is the syntax, actual syntax of the cursor which is to be created in MySQL. Declare, cursor name, cursor for select statement. So this is very important. We are supposed to write here select statement. Any select statement we can write. For that, result set will be created, and on that result set we are supposed to execute cursor, right? Guys, you must be understanding this point. So cursor declaration must be after any variable declaration. This is very important part to be declared. Open cursor, fetch cursor into variable list and close that cursor. So here I am supposed to explain you very small example of the cursor. This one. Again, it is a PLSQL code block. So we have to start delimiter. Then we will create procedure. We will declare variables and this is an example in which we are fetching total credits and name of the student. Already we have created student table under university database. We are fetching total credits and name of that student, and then on that table, on that result set, we will be executing this cursor. So I will show you the practical implementation of the same cursor in MySQL. So already we have created student table under university database. On this table we are supposed to create the cursor. Again, this is a PLSQL code block, so we have to start delimiter. Then, as I explained in my earlier slide, cursor always uses with procedure, so we have to create procedure. Directly we cannot create cursor, right? So here we have to create procedure. So here I will write cursor, or we can give any name, cursor 1 2. Suppose this is my name of the procedure. After that we have to declare what is to be declared. Begin section is very important, as we all know. Begin before declaring the cursor we have to declare variables that are to be fetched. So I will write here begin, then after that I will declare variable. Here we are fetching total credits and name of that student table, so we have to declare it I for total credits and declare n for name, right? And after that we will be declaring cursor. This is very important statement, so here I will use declare. See the syntax here, cur is my name of the cursor, then cursor for which statement. So for here select statement, right? So here we are executing select total credits name from the student for select total credits. So here my here it is a total credit comma name from student. Yes, so here we have declared cursor. After declaring that cursor, what is the next step? We have to open that cursor. After opening that cursor, what is the next step? Fetch. Fetch cursor name into, this is very important statement to be written, fetch that cursor into, because already here we have created one result set, and now we are fetching that result set using fetch statement. Fetch cursor into I comma n, and then after fetching we have to display it, so we will write I comma n, right? After fetching that, what is the next step? Close that cursor, close cur, and then end of the procedure. Let me check. Let cur name into in, declare cur name for select total grade. Yes, it is a total grade name. Yes, we did some mistake here. It should be declare n and then name of the sorry, data type of that name. So we will write that procedure again, no issue. Begin, then declare I. Here we should have declared the varchar, right? Varchar of the data type, yes, a varchar of the name. Then after that we have to declare cursor, and then we will open that cursor, fetch that cursor, select that records and close that cursor and simply end the procedure, right? So here we have created procedure. Now to start end the delimiter, we will use this statement. We have ended the delimiter so that we can call that procedure. What is the name of the procedure? Cursor 1 2. Yes. So here guys, you can see after executing this procedure, in which what we are doing, we are fetching the result. We are fetching all the rows from this result set, right? But if we execute procedure like this, we get only first record of the table. You can execute this statement, select total grade comma name from student. So here you can see only first record of this table has been retrieved with the help of this procedure, right? So what is the problem with this? Here we haven't used continue handler. Okay, so continue handler is a new term to be added in the cursor. And in my next video, I will explain you how to fetch all the rows of the result set